Hey guys, it's Danny. Today we're gonna talk about roses. I want to share with you some roses that really impressed me so far in my garden, some roses that are a bit of a disappointment, and I'm also gonna share with you my wish list. I already have, like I made in Photoshop, I already have the placement where I'm gonna put everything. I have it all figured out. I'm waiting for bearwood season to begin. Orders are starting further on in the autumn, but I already know what I want. So I'm gonna start with some very impressive highlights in my garden. Some roses that are just amazing. They're doing very well. Where is my list? I have a list somewhere. All right, so I have a list here. I'm also going to show you maybe on the side here. Maybe I should do this. I'm going to show you on the side some photos so you see what I'm talking about, maybe some videos as well. So let's start with the good roses. First off, I will start with the rose that impresses me continuously the most, the rose that blooms like nothing's wrong in the heat in 40 degrees Celsius, and it's not bothered by anything. And this is a surprise. This is a Guillot. I don't know how many people know about this rose. It is a wonderful rose. It's a beautiful rose, but I initially bought it because of the color, not because I saw a review or anything, because I was saying not many people talk about it. I did check Help Me Find to see what other people say about it, and usually I went for the roses that have either a good or excellent heat tolerance. Now, when people say heat tolerance, maybe they refer to 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know about 40 or over 40 degrees Celsius. That's, gonna be up for debate, we'll see. But I did try to go for heat-resistant roses. This one wasn't necessarily excellent, if I remember. I think it had a good heat tolerance. I guess it just has to do with environment, because Guillot in my area blooms almost as good as if it's like 25 degrees Celsius. It has a just neon colored flower, and cameras never do it justice because I think the structure of the flower just reflects the light back at the camera. It just looks like it's glowing too much. As a rose in the garden, it does seem to glow a little bit. It has this quality, it has a very vivid color, but like on camera it looks worse. It just looks like it's very overexposed. It's not. It's how the camera perceives the color. And there are quite a few tones in the flowers. It's not a flat orange. It has salmon, orange, peachy. It's a very 3D flower. Not to mention, it is fragrant. It smells very fruity and very nice. And I am just blown away, not only because the bush actually handles, it's planted on my southern exposure, it gets sun all day. Not only because it's baked in sun almost all day long, but the flowers don't look tiny, and in the heat usually roses produce one row of petals and the flowers can be tiny. That's okay. I'm expecting that. I'm not expecting all the roses to look as good as they do in winter here in my area. I was prepared for some awful looking flowers. Guillot does not want to obey the rules of roses. He's blooming and he's gonna do it right. I love it. I love it so much. People say it doesn't repeat bloom very well. It repeats fine for me. Maybe not as good as Roald Dahl, but then again, what rose repeats as good as Roald Dahl? I don't know. Absolutely fabulous maybe, but not many. Roald Dahl, he's blooming his little heart out. So I'm not gonna keep him to that standard, Roald Dahl really doesn't look as good in the heat, even though it looks decent, but Guillot, he looks spectacular in the heat. So if you're living in a very hot area and you're a little down that your roses don't look so good, look up this rose. Or if you have it, tell me how it does for you. And I do encourage everybody to give me your opinions on these roses that I talk about today, because maybe, it's also my environment here. Tell me how they're doing for you. Let us know. And again, I invite everybody to look at the comments as well, because in the end, we all want to learn and we all want inspiration for the wish list, right? So this has been Guillot, fabulous rose. I absolutely recommend it for hot, dry climates. Not sure how it does with black spot and everything. It does have very glossy leaves. It looks like a strong bush, but I don't know. We don't deal with that in my area. I don't know if we deal with it in winter either. It doesn't seem that way because it's still not very humid in winter either here where I am. So you're gonna have to let me know. But as much as heat goes, no problem at all. Next rose, Amour de Molène. Should I try the accent? Amour de Molène. Right, this is another orangey salmon type of rose. I didn't really pick them like that. I don't have this color too much in my garden because I'm more for the pinks, but I do love oranges as well. Another extremely vigorous and very floriferous rose bush, this one even more so than Emilian Guillot. It doesn't handle heat flower-wise that well as Emilian Guillot. It's also not planted in an area that gets like 10 hours of sun. It does get sun from morning, 9 o'clock, let's say, all the way to maybe 4 o'clock. And then it's in the shade because I have a fence right behind him. But it still gets a lot of sun. And the flowers are not as horrible as I was expecting them to be. Keeps its fragrance. He doesn't smell as nice as Emilian Guillot, but he has a nice tea fragrance. I really like it. And again, it's very, very floriferous. Flowers are mildly tinier than typical, but they do have a lot of petals, and they really look spectacular for a 40 degrees Celsius. Are you kidding me? That's over 100 Fahrenheit. I'm not complaining. It is a taller rose bush, though. It seems very vigorous. It has very nice thick foliage, and yeah, it seems to be a very good bloomer. So highly recommend this rose as well. Again, not a rose many people talk about, and I bought it simply because I wanted that type of color. And in my wish list, when I made my initial wish list, I went with what other people had in their gardens, what they were recommending, again for heat as well, and what I liked best. And Emilian Guillot and Amour de Molène was a no video. I just picked them from the website because I liked how they looked like. I did good. So absolutely recommend these two roses. Next up, Blue Girl. Now I did a mistake with Blue Girl. I thought it was the Cordes Blue Girl, but it turned out to be the Nirp Blue Girl. Rookie mistake. Yeah, some roses have the same names. You have to look at the hybridizers. But I regret nothing because Blue Girl, even though she's not the best in the heat flower-wise, she's one of the most beautiful roses I have in my garden. It's even better than the Cordes one, in my opinion. Looks very similar to Coco Loco in a way, but in a much more elegant way. She has that beautiful cocoa lavender color, not a very bright color, more muted, very, finesse type of color. And the flowers are huge. They're like this, not in hot weather. She's not as good in hot weather as she is in like cooler temperatures, but she's very floriferous. Again, has that beautiful glossy leaf texture. I think she is disease resistant as I don't know. You should tell me about the disease resistance. But in heat, she does very well as a bush. Flowers not the best in the heat, I will say that. But all the rest of the time, the flowers just remain very elegant even after she opens. And she stays in bloom for like more than a week. That's a lot. And she looks beautiful. Not to mention, also, she's very fragrant. Very fragrant. I think she's the perfect lavender rose, honestly. Not very tall. I plan to move her from where she is. But she was such a surprise because it wasn't what I thought I ordered. I just ordered something better, apparently. And again, not a rose I see a lot talked about, but a rose that I guarantee you will fall in love with. She's so beautiful. So beautiful. And for that specific color, if you don't really like Coco Loco so much, which I don't, I'll tell you all about it. Blue Girl is your girl. Next up, Bosco Bell. Yeah, we have a David Austin here. Now, Bosco Bell, I'm not gonna say anything about heat tolerance and stuff. He's a David Austin. We're gonna cut him some slack. His fragrance. I was not expecting to have a rose that smells like a perfume. Now, given fragrance is a very subjective thing. We all detect fragrance in different ways. Also, fragrance on roses, sometimes depending on the temperature, is more intense or has different types of notes. It's a finicky subject, I get it. But for me, in my climate, in the heat, Bosco Bell smells like a very fine perfume, very delightfully perfumey. I cannot tell you it's necessarily fruity, maybe it is a little fruity, but it has a perfume quality. I would wear that perfume. I would wear any rose perfume, even like the damask perfume. I would wear it. I'm a fan of anything rose related. I know people who wouldn't, and I understand it. It's a very specific aroma, which if you don't like, you don't like, and I get how you don't like it. Bosco Bell is not like that. He smells like a perfume. For me, I love him so much. I was like, when I got him, I knew he was a very famous rose. Everybody liked it. But oh my, the fragrance blew me away. Beautiful, beautiful perfumed rose. He is staying in my garden. I actually acquired one that took its time to leaf out, and he's not the strongest. I'll give him some time. Usually it's a very robust rose. Maybe there's a little something with mine. I don't know about that grafting note. He's still good. He's still growing okay, but he's not the most vigorous. We'll see. If I lose that one, I'll buy another one. Hands down. Next up, Spicy Perfuma, a Cordis rose. I will say, the Perfumea collection this year for me didn't put out as much fragrance as I think it puts out for other people because I bought them very late in the season. I didn't know that some of these roses have like 5 names, and each nursery can choose to sell them under different names, maybe depending on territory. So all of these being German roses, they also definitely have a German name as well. And I didn't know that. So I was searching on Town Centrum Lotum for Spicy Perfuma and other perfumas, and I was finding nothing. I was like, oh, well. So I ordered some from Cordis, and that's when I realized they have a German name as well. Let's look for them under the German name. And of course, Town Centrum Lotum had them, but they weren't in my first or second order. Some of these were purchased late, May, so very late. So I'll cut them, some slack with the perfume. Mistake is on my part. When I tell you Spicy Perfuma puts out a lot of perfume, oh, she really does. And not only that, she does seem to flower quite well in the heat as well. Again, she's on the south side. She's baked in sun all day. You'll see some of the roses are he or she, depending on how I feel like, because of Romanian grammar, Latin grammar, that is. He, she, whatever nouns have genders in my language does not mean anything other than that's how the Latin language is. I didn't invent it. It's ingrained in me, and some nouns or words are female for me and some are male. I cannot, it's an instinct that I have, right? So some are female, some are not. Perfuma is a female noun, name, whatever to me, so that's why it's a she. Emilie and Guillaume, it's a he, because to me it sounds like a male name. Bosco Bell, again, it's a he. I don't know. So, Spicy Perfuma, she has a glorious flower, very beautiful apricot flower that seems to bloom very well in the summertime as well. Not as good as in the winter or like cooler season in my area, but she does really open very nice. And on top of that, she smells beautifully. Kind of sweet. I see that when people say spicy in rose language, it just means kind of sweet. To me, at least. I was expecting, I don't know, some sort of spicy, like, undertones there. No. Blue Girl has a spicy undertone to me. She smells a little like dill underneath all of that sweetness and beautifulness. There's a herby aroma to it. I would consider that a little spicy, but no. To me, spicy perfumed roses smell sweet. I don't know. So she smells very sweet to me, but very beautiful. It's a really beautiful sweetness. I can see how it's not like a damask rose sweetness or something like that. Maybe it is a little spicy, but overall she smells very sweet. And one that nobody has, almost, I guarantee, Le Pas du Paradis. This is a Greek rose. I got it from, what's the nursery name? I even made an unboxing. Avramis. So being that we're in Cyprus, we have a lot of Greek roses. We're Greek as well. I'm not Greek. I'm married to a Greek person, but I live here. So we have a lot of Greek nurseries for sale here as well. And Avramis is a Greek nursery, and this is one of their hybrids. I don't have many roses from them because I didn't, they focus a lot on hybrid teas that, flower shop type of hybrid tea, very, I would say formal. Not my jam. I like more peony-shaped roses. This one has that nostalgic shape, old rose shape to it. And I will tell you, I bought it in May, I think it was May, very late, put it in the ground very late, was not expecting it to survive. It was kind of just a test. It's blooming. It is blooming quite beautifully. It's very tiny, very hard for me to crawl on the ground and smell it, but it does even have a beautiful scent, kind of tea scent, maybe a little fruity. but it has that beautiful shape with the outer petals that are lighter colored and the center with shorter petals and more petals that are a beautiful apricot, beautiful contrast. I love it so much. I really, really do. Sally grasshoppers love it as well. What to do? I'm waiting for my praying mantises to grow a little. But anyway, beautiful rose. If you ever want to place an order on Avramis, which do ship worldwide, as I see, I don't know how that works. You're just gonna have to, investigate a little. If you ever would like to purchase anything from them, I can absolutely recommend Le Pas de Paradis. It's beautiful. It's what you expect. It looks like a David Austin, honestly. It's really, really beautiful, and I cannot wait for it to grow a little more and put on those beautiful, big, peony-shaped flowers. Right. So these are the good highlights, the good roses that I kind of wanted to show you. Let's go for, I don't want to call them bad roses, but some, I don't know if disappointing is better said, but roses that kind of disappointed me. Tiny bit. And it's not their fault, Not all roses are meant for my climate and for my garden or for my taste. So let's start with some roses that I think you might know about. I showed them once and that's it. Some Portland Damask. We had Rose de Recht and Jacques Cartier. Those roses are not for my climate. And yes, I expected a little crispiness here and there. I expected smaller flowers and so on. These guys kind of withered off in April for me. Just no, they did not enjoy anything at all. So no, I will not purchase Portland Damasks anymore. I do, however, I have a rose that smells like a Portland Damask, so that's enough for me because it's a very nostalgic smell for me. I'm gonna look for those roses, but like Rose de Recht and Jacques Cartier, they have said their goodbyes since April. Can you imagine how they would look like now in July and August? Absolutely no, they're not for my climate. So it is what it is. They were beautiful and smelled gorgeous, but they're not here anymore. I don't know why, but yeah. Next up, Coco Loco. I know Coco Loco is beloved by many people, and I love it too before it opens. It has that tendency of over-opening a little bit. Is that something? I don't know. It's just not my taste. It opens and like the petals kind of arch backward. It stays like in that beautiful almost open shape for like one day, and you have that cocoa color then, but then it's just not my thing. It doesn't look the same after a day. And it smells nice, but it's not like necessarily a unique scent. It's more of a fruity scent, I feel like. But it doesn't really do it for me. I was a little disappointed that color doesn't persist in my climate. Also, it seems to burn. It's the only rose that is burning right now, and I hope it's not a disease. It kind of looks like it's burning, so I'm going to remove it from where it is. I'm going to put it in a pot just to see how it looks like if I keep it a lot more shady than it is now. I do care a lot about like the spots in my garden, so I want to remove it now and put something else so that it gets established there. And I'm gonna keep Coco Loco in a pot in a shadier location and see how he does. If he continues to not really be my thing, he's gonna get donated. But yeah, Coco Loco, not my thing apparently. So I don't know if you care about how roses look when they fully open and you want them to stay more of that blue girl shape, which by the way looks very similar to Coco Loco. Very good replacement for Coco Loco, by the way, blue girl. She has bigger flowers, they stay beautiful for a week and smells gorgeous. Yeah, no, I would rather have her and then give that place to somebody else. So that was the first rose that I'm not gonna keep in the ground. I will keep in the pot for a little while and we'll see how he does. Next rose, Meteor from Cordis. If you look up the photos, they look so nice. This rose, maybe under certain conditions, it is my opinion, is that it is prone to bullnosing and proliferation. And those are two things I don't like. I don't like at all. Now, this is not a disease. It's just a genetic little thing. Some people like it. Some people absolutely love having that like green in the center. Maybe with some roses it works. With Meteor, for me, it really doesn't work. And I was thinking, okay, maybe it's the location, maybe it's the sun, but no, it was doing this in cooler seasons as well. as well as in hot seasons. So it's not like cool nights and then hot temperature. No, we don't have cool nights anymore. It's still doing it. I don't think it's temperature related, particularly because I did see it in another video by Ken Wong. Maybe, no, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'll put it down below the video. He has it as well, and he has proliferation just like me, and he's in the UK. Very different environments. So two very different environments, kind of same look. I don't like it. It's not for me. I was expecting a different shape for it. So he will be out of the ground. I think I'm gonna donate him directly because he really is in my, I don't know, maybe I'll keep him in a pot a little longer, but if he continues to do that proliferation thing, I don't know, not for me. So let me know if you have Meteor, does it do it for you? I really don't know. Like, if it was just for me, you know, maybe it's just my club, maybe it's just that particular one, although I purchased it directly from Cordis. I don't know. But Meteor, very sad about it, very disappointed that it always like, and the bullnosing is severe. Even Amour de Moulin had some bullnosing at some point, but when the flower opens, you don't see it anymore. You don't notice that the flowers are like kind of flattened. With Meteor, you do, and particularly because it also has that proliferation in the middle, it makes it worse. Not my thing. And the last one, again, some of you will be a little shocked. Summer Romance. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Summer Romance. So I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. I love pink roses, but some roses have like a sort of flat type of pink, a certain shade, as well as lack of dimension. I don't know how to say it. I don't like it that much. I didn't see that like wow effect. Look at Emilienne Guillot and how many shades of orange and salmon and apricot it has. For me, Summer Romance has a flat shade of pink. That's one. Second, fragrance-wise, he was decently fragrant, but the fragrance didn't really blow me away. A little bit sweet. Again, this can improve over time for sure. And third, now in the summer, he has absolutely horrendous blooms. He makes the tiniest little blooms. Even some David Austins bloom better than him. Blooming wise in the summer, in my summer, is not amazing. That I can live with that because I have 9 months of enjoying. But yeah, the fact that that pink for me, it's so flat and it bloomed like that from the beginning. It's not that it's blooming necessarily like that now in the summer, I guess. I'll give it more time. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move it from there. And I think I have a place for it. I'm gonna give it, it's not the worst shade of pink, it's just a little flat for me. Right now it's planted in a prime location, like as I step out the door of my house, he's there. Because I wanted to smell him. It doesn't blow my socks. So he will be moved somewhere else because I have some space and I will put something which I think will be better in his place. So those were the disappointing roses. Let me know what you think about these roses. Should I give them more time? Maybe they need more time. I don't know. Am I crazy? I don't know. I just didn't like these guys so much. Alrighty, so that is about it. Initially, I made this video together with my wish list, but it turned out to be such a long video. Nobody wants such long videos, so I'll end it here. These are the highlights, or the good roses and the bad roses. Bad, you know, it's subjective. And my future video will be my wish list. What's gonna be on my shopping list next. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know what roses have been really good performers for you, or not so good, or what roses have kind of let you down based on, you know, the hype you've seen on them. Nobody will get upset, I promise. If you say you hate Emilienne Guillot, it's absolutely fine. These things, you know, they're subjective. In the end, we're all talking and like having a kiki, haha here. That's all there is to it. I won't get mad. I hope you don't get mad that I don't like Summer Romance. Hope you don't get mad on me, because I know it has a lot of fans. But anyway, let me know what are your favorites and your not so favorite roses. Right, so with that said, I hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye!